So let's get right into it. Have you ever noticed how the exact same story can feel totally different depending on who's telling it? Well, that's because a script isn't some finished final product, it's more like raw clay. And today we're going to open up the producer's playbook and show you exactly how to take any script and shape it into something perfect for any audience on any platform.
And to make this really sink in, we're not going to use some boring abstract example. No, we're going to start with a real, high-quality script on a super interesting topic, cryptocurrencies built to be quantum proof. So, this is our before picture. It's a great script as is, but it's really just one version of the story. We're about to show you how to remix the heck out of it. So, here's the game plan. We're going to start with our raw material, our script. Then we'll look at the 4 key levers you can pull. That's tone, runtime, voice, and audience. And finally, we'll pull it all together to craft that perfect final cut. Think of this as your own little masterclass in content strategy. Let's get to it. All right, first things first, every amazing final product has to start with a solid foundation. This is what we call the vanilla script. You know, it's balanced, it's well-researched, it's the bedrock, the single source of truth we use before we start getting all creative. So, check out this little snippet from our case study script. It's super clear, it's educational, and it's packed with facts. It tells you what QRL is, what it's for, and what makes it special. This is a fantastic starting point, but starting point is the key phrase there. Now, let's see how we can completely transform this. The first, and honestly, probably the most powerful lever you can pull is tone. And we're not just talking about word choice here. This is about the entire emotional vibe you create for your audience. It tells them how they should feel about all the information you're about to give them. You can take the exact same set of facts and frame them in wildly different ways. You could go academic and formal to sound like an authority. You could be conversational and friendly to be more approachable, balanced and journalistic, which is where our source script is. Or you could get aggressive, even a little fearful, to really create a sense of urgency. And this just shows you the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got our original script. It's factual, it's neutral. It says QRL's innovation is using XMSS, provably secure against Shor's algorithm. Okay, cool. Now look to the right. Same core fact, but listen to this aggressive tone. While your portfolio is vulnerable, QRL built a fortress using XMSS. It's a shield against the quantum threat that's coming for everyone else. See that? Same tech, but the emotional punch is just night and day. All right, let's move on to the next lever, runtime. And look, this isn't just about making a video shorter or longer. This is a huge strategic choice. It controls how deep you go with the information and how much complexity you're really asking your audience to absorb. You can kind of think of it like building with Legos, right? Your 10-minute cut is the base model. It's got the hook, the main points, the ending. That's it. Now, to make a 15-minute version, you don't just talk slower. No, you add more bricks. You layer in more stats, more expert quotes. And for a 20-minute deep dive, you add whole new sections, like a simulated expert interview. You see, you're building up, not just stretching it out. So you've got your tone, you've got your length. Now, who is actually going to say all this stuff? The choice of host, or hosts, is a massive decision. It completely changes the dynamic of the whole explainer and the kind of relationship you build with the viewer. Each format comes with its own trade-offs. A single host, kind of like what we're doing now, is awesome for clear, authoritative explanations. But, a 2-host debate, that can bring some incredible energy and really let you explore the nuances. And an interview format is perfect when you need to add that extra layer of credibility. For a super technical deep dive, even if it does slow things down a bit. The point is, you match the format to your goal. Okay, listen up, because this one might be the most important lever of all. An explainer that tries to talk to everybody, it often ends up really connecting with nobody. The best producers know exactly who they're talking to, and they tweak everything, their language, their depth, their focus, just for them. Let's go back to that technical term, XMSS. For a total beginner, the original script is way too jargon-heavy. So we simplify it. Instead of going on about algorithms, we'd say something like, think of XMSS as a digital signature that can't be forged by quantum computers. It's just a different kind of math that keeps your assets safe. We've just swapped out the complex jargon for a simple idea they can grab onto. Same concept, totally different language. But what if your audience is a bunch of developers? Well, then you do the exact opposite. You pile on more technical detail. You start talking about Zond and EVM compatibility and Solidity. This language doesn't just give them info, it's a signal. It tells them, hey, I get your world, and this content is tailored specifically for you. And for an investor audience, they care about one thing, the angle. So we reframe everything around risk and reward. We're talking market cap, speculation, leading indicators like GitHub activity. Notice, we're not changing the facts about QRL at all. We're just shining a spotlight on the parts that matter most to this specific viewer. Okay, so we've walked through the 4 main levers you can pull. But the real magic, the actual art of being a producer, is in how you combine them. You don't just pull one lever at a time. You use them all together in concert to create something truly unique and perfectly targeted.
So think of this as your final dashboard. You use tone to set the mood. You use length to control the depth. You pick a host style to shape the delivery. And you target an audience to define your language and focus. Imagine a fearful tone, a short runtime for a beginner audience. That's a really powerful combo. Or a formal tone, a deep dive length for developers. That's a completely different one. You are the producer. You get to make the call.
So just remember, a script is never just one thing. It's raw potential, just waiting for a producer like you to give it a purpose. We've just handed you the playbook. So the only question left is, what story are you going to choose to tell?